Welcome back, episode 54. Amanda's supposed to do all the talking on this episode, so here she is.
I'm not doing all the talking. I don't ever talk. It's yours.
What we had planned on, or what the plan is to drop 2 episodes a week. So there's going to be a little bit of a, say, 5-6 day, from when we record to when it releases. And we talked about, the Nancy Guthrie case that's going on right now.
You say we have talked about it?
No.
Oh,
you know me, and you know what's going on. That's what I'm saying. And so, as much as we would like to dig into that right there, it would be like from when we start recording this, 6 days from now, when this episode releases, a lot will happen.
Right. So we know that's going on.
Yeah, but that's just a horrible story. But yeah, I know one thing that we'll get into here in a minute is I'd told you, I'd promised you I was going to do that.
Rats.
Yeah, that experiment. It was actually a Universe 25 experiment about rats. And so we'll talk about that here in a little bit too. Just because I said I was going to do it. And so we're going to do it.
Since when do you do what you say?
I know. We've hit a warm spell here in Alabama.
Well, why am I sitting here in sweat clothes?
I don't really know.
Because it's cold in the house.
It is cold in the house.
It's warmer outside than it is in the house.
So we're no longer having the teens and 20s.
I think they'll come back.
Yeah. But
we're only in February, halfway through February.
So, the coldest this week was 38 at night. But we're getting into the 60s and I think 70s coming up this week. So
that's your kind of weather to work in, isn't it?
It is. So we're actually recording this. I'm going to give you the date. We're recording this on a Saturday on the 14th. By me saying that, happy Valentine's Day, Amanda.
Happy Valentine's Day. I already gave you your present.
She took me to Waffle House, which was great. And by the way, and I'd forgot about that. That was something we can talk about is I am so impressed. We sat at I guess you'd say at the counter. I was going to say at the bar, but it's the counter.
Yeah, it's not a bar.
Yeah. And really I watched everyone that cooked and whatever they were doing. It was intense. The whole time we were there, seeing how they call the orders, who's cooking what. One guy was in charge of pancakes.
Bang.
No, excuse me, waffles.
Yes.
Yeah, they don't have pancakes.
We went to the Waffle House.
So he's in charge of waffles. He's in charge of hash browns. He's in charge of... He didn't do the eggs, did he?
He did do the eggs before the other guy came back and that girl stood in the middle doing the eggs.
Okay.
He did do a few of them.
Okay.
I guess you have to take up the slack when somebody goes on break or if somebody wasn't there yet.
There was no...
shift change or something.
There was no small talk or anything like that while they were working. They were working hard. You have to have a sense of urgency to have that job. And I'm not saying that other jobs you don't have to have that, but what I saw today, just regular,
I think I'm too old for it.
It's too much of a hassle for me.
I can't listen. I want to listen to everybody, not the one calling out the order. And
2 or 3 of them that were older.
Yeah, that's true.
But I'm sure that's something they've done all their life, and they've got that. That's how they live their life. They're just like, they walk fast. People that, that will get something done. Like, they're always busy. They're always either cleaning.
Like you?
Or they're always, they just walk fast from here to there, just getting stuff done. And that's the type of job that these people would have. It takes that. You can't just be a slow roller and go in there and expect to get it done. You get behind real quick. So that was interesting. I hadn't ate at Waffle House in several years, simply because of how bad the parking is.
Our Waffle House parking is horrible.
Yeah, we've got 2 in our town.
Now we have 2.
Yeah, one of them is on the main interstate, and that's the one we went to, but it is like...
That parking was horrible, too.
Oh, yeah, and then, the bread man comes in to deliver.
Park behind
and
us.
He blocked, 8 cars, and there's nothing he can do. He just pours straight in, and you're blocked. He didn't have an option. You don't have an option.
Get out my way.
And he was there a long time. He was there the whole time we were there.
Yeah, he pulled in right when we got out of our car going into there. And he was still there when we left, but he was over there chit-chatting.
Well, he had just walked out right before you did, so it wasn't like he'd been out there talking. So he'd been there an hour, because I figured that's how long we were there.
I don't have a clue.
But
they were busy, and I thought it'd take a while to get our food, but it wasn't bad at all.
I have no complaints whatsoever. The only complaint I would have is that they washed the dishes facing us underneath the counter, And they get a little reckless sometimes, and that splatter comes up there on the counter close to where my food was. That was a little odd. I mean, I guess I've just never realized that. I don't know if maybe that's the only one.
I don't think we've ever sat there.
Well, I don't know if all Waffle House are designed exactly the same. I'm sure they're almost.
But that's where their wash station was.
That's where it was today.
I guess they were washing them.
And also the other thing is when you pay, you've got to know. We didn't know this until Amanda asked, but to leave a tip, you put the amount that you want to leave a tip in first before you ever do anything else.
Before you put your card in there. I would have never done that.
I know.
If I hadn't asked, I would have put my card in there and then said, do I add the tip?
And she was even saying that they have, it's not complaints, but everybody has some kind of issue because they're trying to put their PIN number in before they even know anything else to do. You know, and you've already bypassed the tip part.
Yep. So at the Waffle House, if you're giving a tip, we usually leave cash for our tip.
Yeah.
But we didn't have... I never have cash.
Today was a non-cash day for me.
And Jody didn't have cash.
I was out of my element.
Yeah.
I didn't even have my wallet. Well, I had my wallet in the car. I mean, I didn't even bring it in. I don't know why I didn't even bring it in.
I don't know either. Why did I have to pay? It's Valentine's Day. You're supposed to buy mine.
Yeah. And she just thought she was sticking me with the bill. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about the waitress because she made a point.
She did. She said, make sure he pays for it.
Yeah. And didn't
well, he did. I used his card. So there you go. All right.
Other than that, what else? I still thinking about that Nancy Guthrie thing, though. It is horrible. You know, it is one of those things that every hour I'm checking my phone, or now that this is a Saturday, you know, you want to go turn the TV on and see if there's an update. Mm-hmm. You know, where they at another house, you know, searching.
Between that and the Epstein files, that's all we're hearing.
File thing, yeah.
Am I saying that right? Epstein?
Yeah. And now on some sites, like they're saying on YouTube, some of these influencers are saying you can't say Epstein without being throttled down by YouTube.
Really?
So that should tell you something right there.
So
look, if this doesn't prove that the world is controlled by just a few, I mean, I don't know what else to say. Because this thing right here, everybody should be left, right. And when I say that, Republican, Democrat, you're in the middle, you're libertarian, whoever you are, independent, everybody. If you're not an evil person, we all should be on the same page and want to get down to the bottom of this and let whoever's head needs to roll. Whoever
let it roll.
You are,
it don't matter.
Whether you're the richest person in the world, the most powerful person in the world, or the guy that lives in the shack down the street, if you did something wrong, we're going to take you down, right?
Yep.
And if you don't feel that way about it, I don't understand you. So, but all this is just pure evil. But I don't know. I don't think we'll ever get to the bottom of it.
I don't think so.
I don't think
no way.
There's over 3 million more not emails, but files. They're not ever going to drop.
Well, the thing I just saw was the Life Touch.
Yeah, explain what that, because I didn't know what you meant.
Life Touch is the people that takes pictures at the schools. That's a company. Mm-hmm. And
contracted out by
okay. So supposedly, what did I say? Epstein owns those, that company that was associated somehow. Yeah. I don't have all those facts, so I can't go too much into it. But it did say that they have. I mean, you know, when you do school pictures, they get your address. They have these pictures of these kids. You know. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Look, the innocent. We are supposed to protect the innocent.
Homeschool sounds better and better all the time. I'm glad mine's not in school like that anymore.
And kids can't protect.
Mine just went through COVID.
You hear me? Kids can't protect themselves.
Oh yeah, no way.
And who's supposed to protect them? Right. We are. So.
Yep.
Horrible. It's horrible.
Yep.
We've got our 2 dogs in here. We've actually left the door open to our podcast room because our son isn't here. So we're not really worried. Which he gets Bebop home anytime now. I don't think so. So we thought, well, we've let the dogs in here. And I threw a little blanket on the ground for Coco. I thought, well, instead of her having her little bed in here, maybe she'll just get on it. And right now, she is wallering all in. She is not accomplishing a thing.
Nothing. She ain't doing
but
anything.
I've never seen a dog.
She's trying to cover up.
She will... If it takes her 5 minutes, she's going to figure out how to get that cover up over her body. And then if you didn't know it, you would think there's just covering the floor.
You would never know.
You wouldn't know a dog was underneath it. She
can't find her in.
Buddy, she is just a digging.
I don't know what she's doing. So. She hit the table. It scared her.
She don't like it.
All right.
She gave up. And then Winston's just laying in the chair right here next to me. He's fine. She's a goofball.
How rude.
Yeah.
All right. Tell us your rat story.
No, when we went into the date that we're recording this right here is we're going to go back into real quick. I know we've harped on this for over a year, or I always come back to this, but Christmas decorations. Amanda wants to, do you want to just for a second mention what you saw yesterday or within the last couple of days at a house? Now this is what's the February,
us being as old as we are,
February 13th.
We're just riding around because we're listening to Megyn Kelly
podcast to find out about the exclusive stuff
and so I'm like, you can get to our house a couple of different ways. So we went I call it the long way.
But you know what I say? Every road leads everywhere.
Yeah.
You can get there. You can take any road to get wherever.
So we went the long way, and I'm driving down the road, and I think I see Santa Claus to my left. And I'll look back real quick. Sure enough, there is a...
full size.
Statue? You call it a statue?
What is it? You know how Home Depot has gotten really hot and heavy on Halloween?
It wasn't a blow-up thing.
I know, but animatronic type thing.
Yes. Like a nutcracker, like the nutcrackers.
Yeah, but he realistic.
But, yes. Yeah. I really want to go back by there.
I mean, what are you going to do?
We're going to take a picture and we're going to put it out there. We're going to...
So and the funny thing about it was the lady was walking right by it. She'd like gotten out of her car to like go in her house when we were going by. Her like, you're walking by this every day.
Maybe it was a prank. I think we go back and it's not there. I think it was a prank.
There's no way. There's no way.
It is February the 14th and your Santa is still out.
Right.
Why?
So when
your tree, I don't mind. I like the lights if no decorations are on it. If you want to decorate it for all the seasons, that's fine too.
Let's not go back into all this, rehash it again.
Well,
but I do want to say this is on the last episode, or not the last, but episode 52, when we were talking about, I was giving grace to these people. I'm giving them the month of January. You know, it used to be, hey, the first week of January, get your Christmas stuff out, put up and done. Now I'm giving you the whole month of January. Well, we did not release that episode right when we had recorded it, so it really sounded bad.
Because the computer messed up, didn't it? We couldn't release
our... We had a computer issue, and so guess what? We can't download everything, and I can't do everything on it.
So that's why it's been a little while.
Right. So when that episode came out, it makes it sound... Because we mentioned about we still had our tree up. We did not have our tree up in the, as of like the 8th of February.
No, it was down by the end of January.
Yeah. So, just saying. So, I just wanted to make sure we threw that out there. But hey, we still got a neighbor that's got his Christmas up.
But I did want to take it down before Jody this time, and that never happens.
Well, I feel like we're going back to old stuff.
We already talked about it?
Yeah.
I don't remember what we talked about.
It's about, I feel like since we didn't put decorations on this year, it's almost like it's fine. It's just a tree. It's got lights on it. I use the light because I love the way it looks and you don't have to have any other light on.
Yeah.
What do you call it? Ambient? Ambient light. So, yeah. But anyway, our neighbor still has the Christmas tree.
But he didn't put Santa up this year.
I think he got wind of our complaints about the blow-up Santa Claus.
No, I don't think
that
so.
was up till March last year. And, yeah, it didn't come out this year. But the lights are still on. In the basement or in the first level, I see Christmas trees on. And so that's cool. Right. That's cool. I'm just saying. Hey, if you're walking by it every day and I see you sitting on the couch and you're not doing anything, well, I got a problem. You got time. If you're busy, it might be a little different.
If you're walking by it every day and it's outside and you're passing it, you can't just drag it and bring it in the house with you.
Or your garbage can. That's another story.
That's another story, ain't it?
I've never seen anybody's garbage can that just stays at the mailbox 365 days a year. Never gets brought in and out, in and out, in and out. But that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. All right, what do you want to talk about? Do you want to talk about this experiment or Universe 25 experiment?
Sure.
All right, I told y'all I'm going to read this. This is going to be TS Digest. is a news article. I have read several articles on this, but I just picked this one kind of quick, and I'm going to read it and let you know. But it's basically going to be like, they just did an experiment to see, like, if rats are in a small, confined area, and when I say confined, not like a box, but a big enough area, socially, as the population grows, what's going to happen? So they're using this as like as an example of what would happen if humans were, let's put a bunch of us in a trailer park.
Didn't we do that with Big Brother?
That's kind of. But you don't keep adding people. You start taking people away in Big Brother.
Yeah, true.
This right here, I'm just saying, like, if we had a trailer park and we start adding another trailer with more people,
I got you.
What eventually you think is going to happen? Some heads are going to butt, stuff like that?
You think?
I think so. All right, like I said, it's called Universe 25 Experiment. A series of rodent experiments showed that even with abundant food and water, personal space is essential to prevent societal collapse. But Universe 25's relevance to humans remains disputed. June 22nd, 1972. Neither one of us was born by then. I mean, I was 6 years away. You were a little bit further away. John Calhoun stood over the abandoned husk of what had once been a thriving metropolis of thousands. Now, this is a container, I'm going to say, if it's like, let's say a 10 by 10 room, or it's like a 10 by 10 with walls, and this thing's got, plenty of food, it's got bedding, it's got water trough things for the rats, it's got everything they need. But anyway, now the population had dwindled to just 122, and soon even those inhabitants would be dead. Calhoun wasn't the survivor of a natural disaster or nuclear meltdown. Rather, he was a researcher at the National Institute of Mental Health, conducting an experiment into the effects of overcrowding on mouse behavior. The results, laid bare at his feet, had taken years to play out. In 1968, Calhoun had started the experiment by introducing 4 mouse couples into a specially designed pen.
How you know they're couples?
They matched them up.
Okay.
Yeah. They've got it's called a rat tender.
Mm.
Yeah.
So they go on the website?
They match them up.
Okay.
And once they've made a match, they put them in this little confined area. So this design pen is like a rodent Garden of Eden with numerous apartments, abundant nesting supplies, and unlimited food and water. Sounds good, does it not?
Yeah.
I mean, everything's supplied for you. The only scarce resource in this microcosm was physical space, and Calhoun suspected that it was only a matter of time before this causes trouble in paradise. Calhoun had been running similar experiments with rodents for decades, but had always had to end them prematurely, ironically because of laboratory space constraints. As he had anticipated, then the utopia became hellish nearly a year in, when the population density began to peak, and when population growth abruptly and dramatically slowed. Animals became increasingly violent, developed abnormal sexual behaviors, and began neglecting or even attacking their own pups. That is really loud.
What? That's not me. That's you.
What is that?
I don't know. That's not me.
What is going on?
You big goofball. You're trying to blame it on me, and it's on you. A video came up on the article you're reading.
It sure did.
You goofus.
How about that? So where was I at? Okay, on the part where they even started attacking their own pups, meaning their kids. So eventually, Universe 25 took another disturbing turn. Mice born into the chaos couldn't form normal social bonds or engage in complex social behaviors such as courtship, mating, and pup rearing. Instead of interacting with their peers, males compulsively groomed themselves, females stopped getting pregnant, they became trapped in an infantile state of early development. Even when removed from Universe 25 and introduced to normal mice, ultimately the colony died out. There's no recovery. That's what was so shocking to Calhoun. All right, so if you're looking back at the experiment with present-day scientific perspective, the limits of its interpretations are evident. The research was largely observational and subjective. Calhoun described his study as not normal science, referring to it instead as an observation and reconstruction of a process. So I needed the one that has all the numbers. They told you
Why'd he want to do this?
He's into all that. You got these people that want to know stuff. Let me see if I can find... Let me do experiment 20. Let me ask Chat GPT to just give me the facts. All right, so it said rapid population boom, starting with 4 pairs, which is 8 mice. Population doubled every 55 days.
Good night.
So, and then it peaked at about 2,200 mice. So that's 2,200 mice, for those that don't know what 2,200 is. At first, everything looked successful. And then the social breakdown, aggression rose, mothers neglected young, infant mortality increased, social roles collapsed. I did see one where they said that they kept to themselves. They weren't being sociable at all. Some male mice withdrew completely, avoiding fighting and mating, spent time grooming and eating, and they stopped participating in society altogether. Reproduction eventually stopped. Despite food and space still being available, mating declined, birth rate dropped to 0, the colony aged and died out. The last mouse died in 1973. So the behavioral sink concept. Calhoun coined the term behavioral sink, the collapse of social behaviors due to overcrowding and stress. He suggested parallels to human urban overcrowding, though many scientists caution against directly applying the results to human society. Why it's still discussed today? Why is Jody talking about this on a podcast in 2026? Universe 25 is often referenced in urbanization debates, population density discussion, social isolation research, online culture commentary. Say all that really fast. However, modern researchers argue mice does not equal humans, and that's true. The enclosure was artificial, that's also true, and human societies are far more complex. That is also true.
So what did he learn?
Basically, if you give people everything they need to survive, they can't handle it once you... If you get in it's the same thing if like a crowded house. If you have people move into your house and maybe a few more move in or something, at some point you hit your boiling point. You're like, I can't take this anymore, you know?
Yeah.
So everybody, I think what bottom line, everybody needs their space.
Yeah.
I think that's why in your inner cities and stuff like that, you have more crime and stuff like that because everybody's living on top of one another. You get out here in the country, you got to worry about some meth heads.
Really?
Yeah, really. So I heard Coco, our alarm out there.
Yeah.
Starting to bark. But is that not kind of neat though? You gave them everything they needed and they couldn't survive.
I guess.
Everybody aged out and they died. So
how old do rats get?
How old do rats get? I don't know. Ask
I mean, because how long was he talking about it or whatever?
He was doing, was it 3 years? They all died out in 73. And it started, what year did I say it started?
I don't know because I wasn't listening. You lost me.
Well, he did all this in the early 60s and 70s, but I thought 70. I don't know.
Silence.
But it doubled. The funny thing, it doubled every 55 days, their population.
That's fast.
And then got up to 2,200. Universe 25 began on July 9th, 1968. So 5 years. So, let's see. Yep, the experiment then ran for nearly 5 years, ending in 1973 when the last mouse died.
So they quit producing.
Yeah, they just stopped.
Because they got old.
No. They stopped neglecting, like when the females had their pups.
Oh, yeah.
They just neglected them. So they just stopped taking care of one another and just kind of abandoned society. They didn't participate in anything.
I feel like that sometimes.
Yeah. I don't mind not participating in society myself. But that's just me. So you want to know how long do mice live? Is that what you...
Sure.
Well, I didn't ask for pictures. Average lifespan 6 to 12 months. Few survive past 1 year.
Oh.
Main causes of death: predators, disease, weather, food scarcity. Well, that would do it. I mean, but you could say that with any animal. What's the main causes for fill in the blank?
Predators.
Well, predators. Probably disease. Maybe the weather. Maybe they can't find food. Yeah. Some live up to 3 years in ideal conditions. So their lifespan increases from 1.5 to 2 years if they've got the ideal conditions. So you've taken out the predator, right? You've taken out the food scarcity, so they're not going to die from starvation. There's still a possibility of disease.
So they're your pet.
Yes. Yes.
Negative.
So you're basically, well, I'm saying this is why maybe they live longer in that contraption he had, because you've taken elements away that's going to kill them.
They didn't have predators.
Yeah, they didn't have an owl or a hawk on standby waiting to swoop down and get them.
Right.
So, I don't know. Well.
So you got your rat story in.
That's right. Well, I just did it because I promised that,
I'm sure they've been waiting on it. I think they've been sitting on the other of their chairs
waiting on it. Well, they should be.
Yeah.
If not, they looked it up before I had a chance to tell them about it.
I bet they did that because they didn't like waiting on it.
Oh, you just wait next week, D.B. Cooper.
No, we ain't.
Without Amanda.
You might get an episode or two with Jody and no Amanda.
Yeah, if I do D.B. Cooper, it'll be several part series, unless we do like a 3-hour.
That's an absolute negative.
Yeah, I like D.B. Cooper, otherwise known as Dan.
You like D.B. Cooper?
I like the story.
You like the story?
Yes. Who doesn't like the story of D.B. Cooper? You don't know the story. I do.
He killed people.
No. See? You ain't got a clue who he is then. I am talking to you. Live in a mouse society. You've isolated yourself from everyone. D.B. Cooper hijacked an aircraft.
Yeah, see?
And was just trying to get money.
Yeah, he stole stuff. He was a criminal.
What'd he do? What else?
He robbed the banks.
He didn't rob banks.
No. I don't know.
He's on the airplane and he's asking for money.
Oh,
Then he jumped out the back and they don't know if he survived or not. That's why they're so...
And we watched that show about his cigarettes or something. Did they find the cigarette butts?
Yeah, they were looking for cigarette butts, all kinds of stuff. They found money, dug into one of the banks, where he may have landed. They found a placard off the back of the stairs when the stairs came down on the airplane. Look, I'm telling you all this stuff. He knew.
Well, look, we ain't talking about it today.
I know, but he knew to keep the flaps down. He told the pilots to keep the flaps down the second time they took off, and to stay at a certain level. That way, he knew there'd be enough drag they couldn't go a certain speed to where it's safe enough to jump out. If you want to jump out in the middle of the night into the Washington wilderness and can't see where the ground is or anything, plus it was frigid conditions, so that alone. It makes me cold just thinking about it. I don't think you could survive it. But anyway, there's a lot more to this story. But yeah, it's very interesting. The most interesting part that I found about it, which you're going to think is dumb, but the guy wrote on is Dan Cooper. The whole thing is Dan Cooper, not DB. It's Dan. They misunderstood. They thought when the cops had told them that when they said Dan Cooper, one of the reporters mistook it as DB Cooper. And so when they wrote the story, it was DB, and it never changed. It's been DB ever since, but it was actually Dan Cooper.
I bet that made him mad. They gave him a new name.
They did. I like DB better, though.
DB's cool.
If I told you, Dan, you know about Dan Cooper? I'd be like, didn't he live 3 houses down? Didn't they move away? Speaking of that, 3 houses down, 3 doors down, the lead singer passed away.
Yeah.
That was sad, too.
My goodness. And Dawson's Creek, dude.
Look, and it's hitting home with me because it's all my age.
They're our age.
Yeah. And the 3 doors down guy, I just started watching a bunch of videos and everything, and he, had a alcohol problem, and then he, from my understanding, got saved, found Jesus, turned his life around, and then there was no... how he started getting a little sick. It was just like he had some issues, and bam, they found out he had stage 4, cancer. So,
Wow.
And well, think about this. And not to be selfish, but if you're in a band and your lead singer, hey, we're going to have a band meeting, and comes to you and says, hey, I've been diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. It's a death sentence. We've got a tour lined up. Now we're canceling. So no money's coming in for the guys. And as a band member, not like I said, it sounds selfish, but realistically, you got to think, this is all I've done my whole life. I've been in this band. Now the front man's going to be, we don't know when, but he's going to pass away. The band's probably not going to go on. What do you do for a living?
You find something.
And then Dawson's Creek, dude.
Why can I not think of his name?
James.
And then I seen a story where
his wife. Oh.
They have like 6 kids, but they have a GoFundMe too because they were almost out of money because of the cancer treatments and stuff.
Yeah, I heard part of it.
Treatment should not be so much. Let's don't even go there.
I'm just, did you put that out there right when he passed?
I don't know.
Because the way I'd read it, it made it sound like all of a sudden you're just saying, hey, to continue our kids' education and to be able to do other, appreciate it.
The one I saw, it said to keep our house.
Yeah, that was part of it too. Mm-hmm. And I thought maybe that was a little quick. I don't know that to be, and I don't want to be judgmental or anything like that. Surely that didn't come out that quick, because I would think people in the goodness of humanity, you're going to have close friends.
Who knows if they even started it if somebody else didn't start
it. That's going to take care of, this is the discussion you've had. If you've got that, maybe I've got 6 months from now. This is a discussion you've had with your family and close friends. How are we going to do this when I'm gone? How are we going to keep y'all's life going? It's not just like, we're going to set up a GoFundMe and hope for the best. All right. No. So I don't know. Best of luck to all of them, though. I hate that.
Yeah. All right.
All right. We've been on here long enough. Check us out. We're going to try and do 2 a week now. This one will come out on a Thursday, as long as everything goes good. If our computer doesn't go down again. But I could use that as an excuse. You know what? That could be a good excuse if I don't drop a episode. I mean, doggone computer issues again. All right, we appreciate you listening, and we will check you out next time.
Peace.
Out.
And love.
See ya.
Bye.
Yeah.
I'm last.
Who gets the last word?
Me.
No, me.
Let's go.
No, me. You hang up. No, you hang up. You hang up. No, you hang up.
Bye.
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 Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, man.
Bye.
Bye.